Dear Boomers, as I continue to study the quantum blueprint as outlined by Jean Houston in her course called The Quantum Powers, one of the things she emphasized is to be like children. Take our wonderment and our mirth and our ability to laugh and see the humor in things and not take life so seriously. It's the wonderment of children that we need to embody within our heart in order to go forward and to realize the great quantum potential that we are actually have inherited. It is our right as humans to grow into this wonderment. So also you have to take into account that this child is your inner child. And that's a term that's been bantied about quite a bit over the years, and I can't say that I've ever necessarily understood it. But in this context, the inner child is the soul that needs to be released, whatever tasks we are undertaking, doing YouTube channel videos, or no matter what it is. Everything is a prayer, everything is a meditation, doing the dishes, taking walks as we try to do, but this heat is making it impossible to even go outside. That's a weird thing, not to be able to go outside, but I have these wonderful studies that I can undertake. And so what we are doing with our inner child is cultivating a sense of enchantment. We are not only enchanted, but we are embodying enchantment. So they do not need to be taken for granted. And as we know, as the child becomes the adult, they lose this sense of wonderment. And but because of the thinking of the world, and we need to encourage our children to have this sense of novelty and a reality that has, in this realm of the inner child, we're able to have a being who is co-creating with the universe, who is co-creating with the powers that be. And these children are all geniuses. Our inner child are geniuses waiting for us to embrace this great potential. Children do stay in a state of wonder, and wonder has a buoyancy and an exhilaration, and it's almost like riding the wave of great potential. And it's at once a sheer possibility of all that exists and is ready to unfurl at any moment, and expectancy of fulfillment and an anticipation of more to come. Socrates said, "A sense of wonder is the mark of the philosopher." Now that is an interesting topic. The aim of the cosmic questions asked by both children and philosopher, and now with the coming of our relationship to quantum reality, is to enter into that reflexive state of delight and resonance in which one discovers the answer that tells one that the world and the universe is a quantum entity. "I become what I behold," said the man-child Walt Whitman, echoing the experience of all children. I become what I behold. As children seek to understand by incarnating the world, becoming what they behold. And we all, as spiritual beings, do this in our journey towards self realization. So we need to return to the lost genius of our childhood, and we want to marry it to a conscious beholding of ourselves as of the container of incredible quantum powers. As we enter into the realm of limitless possibilities for our bodies, our minds, and our spirits, our souls and psyches, those optimum quantum blueprints, those original templates are there held in the great field, waiting for us to come upon them. So, Jean Houston talks about exploring the art of living in an expanded self and an enchanted state, which gives us access to latent physical capabilities or higher states of body functioning, as well as for health and well-being, mind states that enlighten as we learn, psychological states where we consciously orchestrate our moods and emotions. These are within our control, and our relationships and the vast party of all the differences and brilliant personalities and their skills that we have within us, as well as our soul of our soul states and where we delight in exploration into the divine. So be very present at all times in your life every day, and let us also know that our body is the stuff of stars and of the minerals of the earth. Your blood runs briny with the seas. The essence of the oceans spill through your veins and your arteries, and the sediments of earth make up your cells. Your genes are the universes in themselves, coded with enough information to recreate the world. She talks about the roots of the trees that, speaking of trees, this morning I was in a webinar with my mentor, Dean Holland, when my perception missaw, it looked like a huge tree fell into my front yard. And it was across the street. They were chopping down a tree. A tree service had come and gotten rid of a sick tree, and that tree fell into the street, but it appeared to fall into my yard. The dogs were just totally excited. So I took Maso outside, and I saw that what had happened. It was like a perceptual illusion, and Maso ran to the end of the driveway, and the guy who was doing the cutting down of the tree, we all waved at each other, and it was a feeling of camaraderie. I understood, they understood, everybody understood. Maso stopped barking. He just wanted to play with the people who were chopping down the trees. It was a moment of humanity, and that's what we all need every day. No more paranoia of what other people we think have. We need to think the best of everybody as we go on in this world. Now, we do have some problems in this world right now, politically speaking, and it would be called Project 2025. And please educate yourself on this, because we don't have to accept the fact that it's almost like a pre-Hitler Germany, because right before Hitler took power, the people were understanding that this could happen, but they were in a state of denial about it. And I think Americans are generally in a state of denial about this. They think it can't happen here. Well, it can, but we don't have to accept that. So let's go back 13.8 billion years. In the beginning, there were and continue to be the great gardeners who live in the metaverse. And that is true. You know, if you tune into nature, you almost see the spirits that are keeping all this stuff going. And of course, if you're going to go back 13.8 billion years, you are touching upon simultaneous time. In the beginning, there were and continue to be these gardeners, a vast farm, fertile with energy, creativity, intelligence, and love. And that is the quantum field. It is here, it is now. We need to bring it to us, and we need to exude it as we go forth into the world. And the potential is there, and it is actually now. Actually, there's going to be a film that shows up right here, my video from before. Take a look at it and enjoy. Comment, please, down below, and we can talk about this. The quantum field is now. We don't have to wait for it. We don't have to look into the future for a life that we want to live. We can live that now.